I'm here with my friend Bob in Angola, New York, at his alleyway of garages. And you, Bob, have the most extraordinary collection of cars, posters. I mean, this is a gorgeous expression of a life's work, of someone's passion manifest. Could you give me a little bit of background about your life, Bob?
Well, I went to Rensselaer for 5 years, which would be a bachelor degree in architecture, and I loved it. And then for graduate school, I went to UC Berkeley.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe it? And there I became a human being.
Right.
And that also was a master's of architecture. But I never practiced in that. I got a job as an engineer, another job, Fisher Price. You know, Fisher Price back then was probably one of the finest companies in the world. Their process of okaying a toy, as far as, number one, if you drop it, does it break into little splinters? We can't have that.
Right.
Number two, is it safe? Number three, sharp edges. And that was incredible. But today you see things turned out by companies that are unusable. But I worked for one of the finest companies then.
Wow, that's beautiful. And what a background you have. Architecture, engineering, that's how you have this amazing mind that you can create a workshop like this, that you can create a legacy like this.
Thank you.
This is extraordinary. Tell me a little about your passion for cars.
I think it started when I was 16. There were two local collectors, Bob Green, Kellogg Clark, and I would go there every weekend and visit them.
Wow.
And they lived very close by. One had a Pierce Arrow collection, and one had a Rolls Royce. And of course, I have both similar cars today.
Wow.
Made quite an impression on me.
That's beautiful. And you just started collecting. This has like become a passion your whole life, right?
It has been. But I went through another era of bicycles. My father was a bike nut, and I looked at all his old catalogs from when he was 20 years old.
Right.
Then I saw this weird configuration of two bicycles side by side on two wheels.
Right.
And that was done in 1896. And I thought, boy, that could be improved upon. So I redesigned it, took out a patent, made about 100 of them.
Wow. That's
Over 100, and then sold the patent.
right.
And now I'm into gasoline again.
What is this we're sitting in here?
We're sitting in a 1908 Buick, and it's a two-cylinder. We've driven this twice to Detroit and back,
Wow.
and that's 330 miles each way along the Canadian highways.
Wow, that would be a blast. What a
It
joy.
is. But I love this little thing here. Look at the mud on it. We drive it.
I mean, I think that's the beauty of having these cars is a lot of people just leave them sit in their garages, but you drive them.
When I buy a car,
Yeah.
I think to myself, if I don't drive this 10 or 20,000 miles, it was a waste.
Right.
Got to use it.
Now you have a vehicle over at Jim's place, right? Jim Sandoro's
At
museum.
1904 South Bend.
Oh, okay.
Completely unrestored from 116 years ago.
Wow. That's amazing. And your family has been behind you the whole way, right? With this whole project that you've taken on here, the garages, the cars.
They have been, yes. Very nice of them.
Beautiful. So Jill is
Hi.
Bob's wife.
Yes.
And Jill, tell me a little bit about this. What has it been like for you all these years with this
Wonderful.
collection? That's
Wonderful.
amazing.
Absolutely wonderful.
That's extraordinary.
I have had ups and downs in the cars, always. Because if you have an antique car, it doesn't always work.
Right. I got
So-
that at the Rolls Royce
Yes.
event that we were at, and
Right.
the first time I met Bob, we were driving by him as he was sitting on the road broken down, yeah.
So I've spent many hours on the side of the road waiting for help. But other than that, riding in the cars is just, it's not even explainable. It's so much fun. And you're with nature, you're outside, you have sunshine most of the time, or
Right.
rain. And it's just a thrill. It's a thrill. And Bob loves it. It's his life. It's his passion. So I get to experience that, which not everybody does.
Right.
So
And how beautiful, because a lot of times in a partnership, the spouse doesn't always share the passion, and they're
Correct.
going, what are you doing? What do you don't get another car? But you've always supported and been a big,
mostly.
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 What about the Bugatti? You supported the Bugatti?
I
or-
did.
Yeah,
I did.
I figured you might like the
Absolutely.
Bugatti.
Yes, I like them all, but some I like more than others.
Yes,
Some
yes.
I like definitely more than others.
Now tell me a little bit about the cars in here today.
Well, these two are Packards, 1903. The green one, Bob went to buy one and ended up coming home with two because apparently
course he did.
it was quite a deal.
It was a 2-for-1.
And when we got them, Bob particularly liked the green one, so of course I liked the red one.
Right, that's perfect. Well, that's perfect.
His and hers.
His and hers Packards.
And the posters you have to notice, Bob has
Yeah,
a passion.
I was going to ask about these posters. He was mentioning all the posters.
Bob has a passion for
Right.
turn of the century antique car bicycle posters,
Right.
but he has to love the photo. And
Okay.
that's how he chooses them, by what it's actually depicting. He loves women on bicycles or women driving cars. He makes all the frames and frames them and
He
hangs
makes
them.
all the
he made every one of
frames?
these frames for these posters.
Wow.
Yep. When Bob got very sick,
Right.
I told him, I don't care if you spend everything, I don't care what you do, I
Right.
want you to live the rest of your life as happy as you can.
Right.
And it's the only time in our marriage he listened.
Wow.
And we bought a Bugatti.
That's beautiful. This is beautiful.
But it is,
Jill.
it's
What a
wonderful. I have ridden in it, it's loud, it's fast, it's the same thing.
great- Everything you would want in a Bugatti, right?
It's, right,
Yeah.
it's tight, but
Right.
my son, my husband love it. I don't dislike it, but it's not a comfortable girl type, go out to lunch with the girl
Yeah.
type car, not something.
Exactly.
But it made Bob happy, and that's what makes me happy. It's something he never thought he'd own, and he does, and he's enjoyed it. And I hope we can continue to do that.
Jill, thank you so
No,
much
thank you for doing this.
showing me around.
Thank you for doing this, especially for Bob. I know it
It's
meant a
been
lot.
such a beautiful gift
Good.
to do
No,
this
thank
with
you.
you guys today and be out
Good.
here. This is
I'm excited.
wonderful.
I'm
I am
excited.
too. That's beautiful. And your son, I see him here today too. He has a passion for the vehicles as well that you passed on to him.
Yes. And my daughter.
That's beautiful.
She's expecting a baby tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. How beautiful.
She has a 3-year-old and the baby coming. My wife will have the 3-year-old. We bought her one of these Model T miniature parade cars like Shriners would have.
Right.
She has not seen it yet.
I live in Germany. I'm a bicycle mechanic. I work in a bike shop. And I don't make much money, but I love it so much. I go to work every morning. I'm so excited. And that's part of my dad's passion rubbing off on me. The joy of repairing and fixing and problem solving, and definitely the total interest in bicycles and mechanics. And he's so passionate about so many things that it's couldn't help but rub off on me, and I am so passionate and enjoy so many of the things he enjoys and he enjoys. And there's so many people in this town that have bought antique cars because they met my father and they realized how much fun they are, and his passion rubbed off on them too.
Thank you so much for having me here today and inviting me in to share this amazing treasure with our viewers. I really appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. I'm sorry my speech is so broken, but thank you very much for coming.
Oh, you were perfect, and I thank you so much, and I appreciate this immensely.